Hello again. You know what time it is? It's time for another episode of Dan Bakes Stuff. Yeah, the video series that nobody asked for, baking things that nobody's gonna eat but me. But it's time for another video in that series. And you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna cook. We're gonna cook pumpkin pie. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the lazy man's pumpkin pie here. We're just gonna use the mix. And the reason we're using the mix, because if I'm gonna make pumpkin pie, I'm usually gonna cook it from scratch. I'm gonna get all the ingredients and I'm gonna mix them together and cook it from scratch. But in this case, I'm gonna cook pumpkin pie from the mix because I got it on sale. I saw it in the bargain bin and I thought to myself, let's make some pumpkin pie. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna make some pumpkin pie and I'm gonna have a great time. I don't know about you, but I'm gonna have a great time. So let's get into it. Okay, I'm back and I'm better than ever. And what we're gonna do is I'm gonna focus the camera on the mixing bowl here and the various other utensils and ingredients. And that's how we're gonna cook this thing. Because you need to see what I'm cooking, not look at my gorgeous face this entire video. So let's get into it. Now the first thing I always like to start off with is you gotta make sure you get your ingredients together and you have your utensils together before you start. And because this is an extremely easy recipe, I only have 4 ingredients. I got the pumpkin pie mix, eggs, evaporated milk, and then I have some spices here I might throw in there and get real adventurous on. You know, we'll see how that works. I don't know. And then you need to make sure you have your utensils. You know, I got my mixing bowl, and I have this bowl for eggs, and a little whisk for the eggs to beat the eggs, can opener, and my liquid measuring cup. Yep, we're going to be measuring a liquid, and you need to make sure you have a liquid measuring cup. Don't use a solid measuring cup. Especially Lindell and Melody, you need to make sure that you're using your liquid measuring cup. Okay, so here we go. Let's get started. We're going to start with the pumpkin pie mix. You get your can opener, and I don't know if electric can openers are still popular. I have no idea. I remember having one as a kid, and we never, you know, it was a fun novelty, but we never really used it that much. So let's get this pumpkin pie. Ah, crap. Okay, there we go. And let's get this mix out. I'm gonna dump it in here. All right. And we're just gonna make sure, use this rubber scraper. It's not a spatula. Rubber scraper. Get all that out of the can. Okay, next, we're gonna add 2/3 of a cup of evaporated milk. 2/3 of a cup is approximately 5 1/3 ounces, and I've got 12 fluid ounces in this evaporated milk container. So I'll be able to make 2 pumpkin pies out of this, maybe, if I want to. I'm gonna have to find some sort of other container to put this in, because I'm not gonna use all this evaporated milk, but we'll see. All right, now we're gonna make sure we get 2/3 of a cup into this. Let's see, there it is. Oh boy, I spilled. Okay. Oh, I need to get this out of the way. Make sure it's accurate. A little bit more. There we go. I'm gonna throw this in there. I'm just gonna dump it all. We're not gonna do the whole, do a little bit and mix. I'm just dumping it all in there. All right. So, gotta mix that. And now I gotta mix the eggs in here. So, now when you mix eggs, you need to break them in a separate bowl, okay? Because if you got a bad egg, it won't ruin your whole mixture. So we're gonna break these in this bowl here. Okay, well, that's a good egg. That's great. I like to mix it up with the wire whisk here. And then just add the egg in there. Okay, that's one egg. Let's mix that. Mix that up. And then we're gonna do the other egg. Same thing. I'm gonna break it over this bowl. Another good egg. You know, they say they do this, you need to mix it over. Break your eggs in a separate bowl. But honestly, I've never got a bad egg in all these years. I've never really got a bad egg. Now, there's probably people who have cooked more than me that have gotten bad eggs, you know, and more power to them for actually experiencing the bad egg and maybe utilizing this method of doing the egg in a separate bowl. You know, more power to them. But I've never got the bad egg. But it's still a good thing to do. It's a good practice. Okay, now we're just gonna bring in the whisk here. That'll mix this thing up a lot better. I just wanted to preserve this whisk for when I wanted to whisk up the eggs. I don't know. I'm feeling like I want to do less dishes. I could have had 2 whisks. You know, I could have had a whisk for the mix, and then I could have had a whisk for the eggs. But I decided to just use 1 whisk. I don't know. That's just what I decided to do. So y'all gonna have to deal with it. Now the other thing I want to do is I want to add some spices. I want to add a little bit of spice in here. And I'm just gonna do, there are spices in the ingredients list. You know, if I look at the mix, spices is the 5th ingredient, you know, but I don't know. I want to add more spices. So I'm just gonna throw a little cinnamon in here. A little cinnamon. Throw a little, well, that's not it. A little nutmeg. I feel like nutmeg and cinnamon to me, when I'm baking, they're like peas and carrots, you know? Toast and jam, peanut butter and jelly, peanut butter and chocolate, that's a good combo. Milk and cookies. Meat and potatoes. Strawberry bananas. Bagel and cream cheese. You get the point. Things that go together. Now this is the wild card, okay? I'm gonna throw some vanilla extract in there. And maybe there already is vanilla in here. I can't remember what's in the regular pumpkin pie ingredients. So I'm gonna throw like a ½ teaspoon of vanilla extract in here. Oh yeah, and we're gonna put a little vanilla flavor in my mix. A little ½ teaspoon. Just a touch, just a touch. So, yeah, I did it. I just did that. I just added a little vanilla. A little vanilla, cinnamon, nutmeg. So, yeah, I'd say this thing is about mixed up pretty good here. That's the nice thing about this pre-made mix is I barely have to do anything. I've barely done anything in this video, you know, so whatever. Making life easy on myself. We'll see what it tastes like, though. I doubt it's going to taste as good as made from scratch pumpkin pie. I have my doubts. All right, so I feel that's mixed up pretty good. Let's just give it a good, you know, one last good. There we go. Yep, one last. Okay. It's time to bring in the pie crust. And in my convenience and laziness, what we got here is pre-made pie crust. Yeah, I just bought the pre-made pie crust from the refrigerated section of the grocery store over by your canned rolls and cinnamon biscuits and all that stuff. So I just had some pre-made pie crust. Yeah. This is like I said, this is the lazy man's pumpkin pie. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna pour the pie in the shell, and then we're gonna cook it later on. The recipe calls for cooking it at 15 minutes at 425 degrees at first, and that is the first order of business. And then after 15 minutes, it says I need to bring it down to 350 and bake for 50 to 60 minutes. Or, as it says, until the knife inserted near center comes out clean. And then it says, I need to cool on the wire rack for 2 hours. So, as of now, it is 8:30. So, I most likely will not be eating this pie before the end of the evening. Okay, there we go. And we utilized my rubber scraper here to get as much of this batter out of this baby as possible. We're gonna get that oven preheated. And when that oven is all preheated, I'm gonna throw it in and I'm gonna cook this baby for like the next hour and a half. I'm just gonna let it cool overnight, I think. I think that'll be good. I'll just let it cool overnight and then eat it in the morning. Actually, not in the morning because I'm doing a running race in the morning. So I don't think pumpkin pie before the race is a good idea. So I'll probably eat it tomorrow afternoon. Okay? Okay. We'll get back to you later. Why did I say we'll? It's just me. I will get back to you later. See you later. I'm back, folks. And now it's time for the big reveal. Hold on to your hats. Let's see what this baby looks like as soon as I get myself an oven mitt. Okay. Why don't we turn the oven light on too? That's a good idea. All right, what do we got here? Well, that crust is definitely well cooked. I kind of hate my oven. Like it doesn't regulate temperature and kind of goes over, burns things. So that's why I cook things in the toaster oven usually. I might make another one of these videos of pumpkin pie and cook it in the toaster oven. Okay, so that's what we got there. We're going to have to let it cool for the next 27 hours or whatever. And then I'll get back to you and we'll see how it tastes. Well, I'm back. The morning after, I baked the pie. Not that other kind of morning after, unfortunately. But just the pie is cooled morning after. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut myself a piece of pie. Maybe let's evaluate it real quick. And if you can see, it's just kind of like, I don't know. It's a little bit shallower than I would have liked it. In the crust, you know, the crust is pretty high when you look at the filling. And part of that's because it was a canned, it was pumpkin pie mixed from a can. I wasn't able to adjust the mixture to fill up the whole pie pan like I would prefer. But, you know, there's enough in there. I'll probably be happy. Let's cut a piece. It's nice and crispy there. So let's see how. I'm probably going to destroy the crust as I take it out of here. Oh boy, no, this isn't. This is already okay. Oh well, I did not cut the crust good enough, so we've definitely got. Oh, whatever. Good enough. Okay, so now let's bring in the important stuff. Well, let's do it. Let's take one bite here without the Redi Whip. See what we got. That's not bad. You know, for everything being pre-made, I got the mix, I got the pre-made crust. It's not too bad at all. I'm happy with that. So, yeah, let's Redi Whip it up. There we go. We got the extra creamy variety. Yeah, that's what I wanted. A little more creaminess to my Redi Whip. Yeah, that's nice. A little better there. I'm happy with that. You know, and all right, so I made my pumpkin pie from the mix and let it sit overnight. And I'm overall happy with it. I can live with it, but I think I'm gonna make another pumpkin pie, and I'm gonna do it all from scratch. So stay tuned for that video, folks. That's gonna be a gem. That might be episode 4 or 5, I don't know. But I'll see you later. Bye.